What's cracking, everybody? New video. So you, as you see from the title, this video is actually about a Crip that I remember on the tier with me. This dude was quiet, kind of a little burnt out, a little shermed out, but he was cool, man. Very respectful dude. He was about 3 cells down from me, 2 or 3 cells down from me. And I remember he got a new cellie, right? And the cellie was younger than him. This dude was probably 34, 35, and his cellie that he got was probably 24, 25. And I remember shit, like, right when he got there, he was always going to medical, right? Like, immediately, he was always going to medical. And then I was like, damn, man, this fucking youngster shot the fuck out. Why is he always in medical? And I don't remember how the conversation came up, but I think the dude, I want to say the Crip's name, but I shouldn't, right? Because as you hear, as I tell the story, you'll know why, just out of respect. But he struck up a conversation with me. We're on the tier. I think the cop wasn't tripping and let a few of us out for shower, and somebody was in the shower, so we were just happened to be on the tier, chopping it up. And I think I asked him, like, hey, what's up with your Sally, man? I see that cat's always going to medical. Because, you want to know, when you're in the cell, you want to know, like, does this dude have seizures, stuff, like, because if you got hot shit, like, I had a cell phone, I always had a knife, I always had dope in my cell, you know what I'm saying? That's just part of prison. You want to know, like, is this somebody that's going to constantly be bringing heat to the section? Because in our building, I was in C-section, our section. Some of the homies used to call it the old man section because I was I had very good, very, very good communication with the blacks and the whites in there. And we came to a mutual agreement, man, that section, you don't be yelling out the door, none of that. The porters will come through. Like, we had it real quiet. I had it like the Bay, like in the shoe in the Bay, how quiet it is. That's how I had that section. I was like, I'm gonna talk to these dudes. But anyway, so you want to know, like, is this somebody that's going to be bringing heat? And if he is, hey, let's talk about, let's, move him to another section. Because, a lot of us in that section had a lot of shit in our cell. And he was like, oh, man, fuck that dude. And I was like, well, all right. And he's like, nah. He goes, you know why he goes to medical all the time? And I said, nah. And he goes, because I'm going up in him. And I was like, what? Because I was like, the fuck? And he goes, yeah, man, I'll be going up in him. And I was like, all right. And he's like, nah, check it out, though. He goes, I'm not like a lot of these other dudes, like, he goes, anybody comes in my cell, he goes, I check their paperwork. And he goes, that fool had cases against kids. He said, so every day, what he did to them kids, I do to him. No questions asked. And I was like, oh, okay, well, shit. I go, me personally, I wouldn't even let him in the cell. Fuck all that. But, you do it how you want to do. He goes, no, I'm torturing him the way he tortured them kids. Right? And then, so right away, I let the fellas in there know, like, hey, fuck that dude right there. That's their business. But now, he put him out there, so fuck that vato, And I told the porters, if he asks for anything, shine him on. If Sally asks for something, you can do something for him. But that youngster in there, fuck that dude. And I think that dude was there like a week and a half, and he was like, I'm out of here. He told the Huras, I can't be here, and he jammed. And I remember, like, maybe a year later, I was in the hole. I was in that back in Ad-Seg, man, and that same Crip, he pulled up. I don't remember what he did, how he wound up back there, but like I said, he was a little nuts. You know, he was cool people, but he was nuts. I don't know why he was there, but this is no shot at nobody, right? It's no shot at the blacks, but there were two areas of Ad-Seg of the whole in New Folsom, and one was the old Ad-Seg on A Yard, 5 block and 6 block, right? And those ones, you can see out the front of your cell. You can see the day room and all that, you know, and you would get basically you would be able to you get to see more stuff. And it was just a different way of housing. And then you had this, what they called the standalone unit. The standalone unit was built, basically they were trying to make it like Pelican Bay Shoe. And the few blacks that were on the tier with me, they were gangsters. They were like on the tier talking bad about the other blacks that would get on medication so that they could go to the old Ad-Seg, because mentally they couldn't take the isolation of the standalone unit. I remember on my tier, there was a couple of them that were having that conversation. One was a Crip from Trade 57 out of Pomona. One out of Long Beach. There was a Pyro from Sacramento. Oh, that was a fucking... I know if I say this dude's name, he was from A-Tray. A gang of people will know who it is, but I'm not going to say his name. But they were talking about, man, them dudes are cowards. You know, why they get on medication, they need to bring their asses back here. Which is smart, because it was a security thing. You know, everybody was very respectful, but at the same time, when you have a large portion of your people going to a different hole, and you only have 1 or 2 black cells on a tier, you know, that has, you know, 12 cells, and everybody's double cell, that's not... Anything happens, that them doors pop, you know, that you at a disadvantage, you know. But anyways, so the dude that had been on the yard with me, that was, you know, tearing his celly up, he wanted back there, right? And I don't remember how long he was there, man. I want to say he was only there, you know, a month or 2 maybe, and he killed himself. You know, he smoked himself. You know, I saw a lot of suicides in there. I want to say I saw more suicides than murders. You hear about more suicides than murders. You know, you guys know, those of you that have been on the channel, my mom committed suicide. You know, I've always had a thing when people say, oh, man, they took the easy way out. That I always get offended by that, you know, because I know how strong my mom was. But, you know, when somebody does that, that's severe depression. Nobody in their right mind thinks to do that. And for those that say it's a coward's way, I always tell them, hey, put your hand on the table and stab it. Go grab a knife and stab that knife through your hand. You're not going to do that. You know what I mean? But to make up your mind like you're in so much pain and you are so sad that, you know, you have to end it that way, you know. And it's a trip, because in prison, like, I think out here on the streets, there's more warning signs. Whereas in prison, you can't show that weakness. You know, you don't have somebody to turn to and be like, look, homie, I'm going through some stuff, you know. It's a place where, like I've said in other videos, if you get stabbed up, you know, and you can make it back to your cell, you're supposed to patch that up, you know. And If you got to come out in the next yard and handle your business, then that's what you do. But it's a brutal world, man. I wonder what suicide is for the family members that are left behind. It's so hard on us, right? But I couldn't imagine having a loved one go to prison and get life, and you're worried about them, and you're hoping they're okay, and then you hear they die, and then you hear it's that way. It's like, son of a bitch. You wonder what it does to the family. Does somebody follow suit on the outside in the family? Like, I don't know. But that's just a glimpse into the brutality of prison, the hopelessness of prison. You got somebody in there, man. You'll never know what they're going through. You'll never understand it. Even individuals that have been on a level 1 or a level 2, you have a loved one that's on a level 4. Don't assume at all that you know what they're going through. Just know they're going through something. And so if they call you, man, take that call. Let them know you love them, man. Like I said, like I always say, make sure you tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out.